After college, my life didn't exactly turn out the way I imagined. I graduated with a communications degree about 8 months ago, which so far has done absolutely nothing for me. Until I figure things out, I drive for Uber and Uber Eats. It's not glamorous, but it pays enough to keep me afloat. And more importantly, it lets me work nights. I usually drive on weekends Friday and Saturday from around 9 p.m. until 2 or 3 in the morning. That's when surge pricing kicks in, and drunk college kids need rides home from downtown. This happened on a Saturday night. It was around 1:30 a.m., and I was getting ready to call it quits. I'd already made decent money and was tired. Just as I was about to turn the app off, one last request came through. The fare was unusually high. The pickup was downtown, which was fine, but the drop-off location was way out past the suburbs, far from anything familiar. I hesitated for a second, then accepted it. The payout made it worth the drive. The passenger was a young woman, completely normal. Not drunk, not chatty, not creepy. We exchanged a few polite words, and then the ride was quiet. The drive took about 40 minutes. By the time I dropped her off, it was well past 2 a.m. As soon as she got out, I realized how isolated the area was. No streetlights, no nearby houses, just long, empty stretches of road surrounded by trees. I turned my car around and started heading back toward the main highway. About 10 minutes into the drive, I saw something ahead. A car was stopped in the middle of the road with its hazard lights flashing. 2 figures stood in front of it, waving their arms like they were trying to flag me down. My first instinct was not to stop. Everything about it felt wrong. Empty road, middle of the night, no other cars anywhere. But I've always been the kind of person who struggles to ignore someone who might need help. So, against my better judgment, I slowed down. I stopped about 20 feet away and rolled my window down just a few inches, enough to hear them, not enough for anyone to reach inside. It was a middle-aged couple. That alone made me feel slightly more at ease. The woman spoke first. She was frantic, breathless, but something about it felt rehearsed, like she'd said these exact words before. She told me the bridge up ahead had collapsed earlier that day, said they'd almost driven straight off into the river themselves. She pointed down the road behind them, into total darkness. "If you keep going," she said, "you'll end up dead." Naturally, I asked what I was supposed to do instead. That's when the man spoke. He said there was a turnoff halfway between us and the bridge, a narrow dirt road that cut through the woods. He claimed it would add time to my drive, but it would eventually connect back to the main highway. As he talked, I noticed something strange. Neither of them ever stepped closer to my car. They stayed exactly where they were. I thanked them, rolled my window up, and started driving. But I didn't take their advice. Something deep in my gut was screaming at me not to trust them. A minute later, I saw the turnoff they'd mentioned. It was barely visible, a narrow dirt path disappearing into dense trees. No lights, no signs, just darkness. I kept driving. A few minutes later, I reached the bridge. I slowed down, heart pounding. It was perfectly fine. Not damaged, not collapsed, not even cracked. I crossed it without issue and reached the main highway shortly after. Nothing happened. No one followed me. No headlights in my mirror. Still, I didn't sleep well that night. The whole thing stuck with me. The way they spoke, the way they stood, the way they tried so hard to redirect me. A few days later, curiosity got the better of me. I drove back this time during the afternoon. Everything looked normal in the daylight. When I reached the dirt road turnoff, I slowed down and noticed something new. There was a sign nailed to a tree at the entrance. Dead end. That sign hadn't been there before. I would have noticed it that night. I parked my car on the side of the road and stepped out. As soon as my feet hit the ground, I felt it. That same heavy feeling in my chest. Like I wasn't supposed to be there. The dirt path didn't look as threatening in the daylight. It was just a narrow road surrounded by trees. Still, something about it felt wrong. I thought about walking in. I took a few steps toward the entrance. Then I stopped. I don't know how to explain it, but standing there fully exposed, out in the open, I suddenly felt vulnerable. Like something was watching me from the trees. I turned around to go back to my car. That's when I heard it. A scream. It was unmistakably a woman's scream. Sharp, terrified, and coming from deep inside the woods. It lasted only a second. That was all it took. I ran back to my car, slammed the door shut, and peeled out of there without looking back. My hands were shaking so badly, I could barely keep them on the wheel. I haven't been back since, but I think about it all the time. I keep wondering what would have happened if I trusted that couple. If I turned down that dirt road alone in the middle of the night. Sometimes, late at night, when I'm driving for Uber, I catch myself checking my rearview mirror, half expecting to see hazard lights flashing behind me.